Hello everyone, this is just a video to hopefully help you construct your first two paragraphs of project number one. Remember, the first paragraph should operate as a tentative introduction, and you can feel free to work with an initial draft that you change later. I won't be able to give the paragraphs individual feedback, but this is also a really great chance to get the paragraphs done so that you can meet with me if you do want individual verbal feedback. We will, however, get general feedback based on what your section conducts and constructs rather in an announcement. So, some ideas to keep in mind as you move through the introduction are that there are many ways that you can draw your readers in, and this is just a list from the Writing Center at UNC of different options you might keep in mind. One thing that I'll say is that it's really important that the audience understands why they should care about your topic right off the bat. So, you might begin with something like an intriguing example, a provocative idea that you found in research, a puzzling scenario. You could also think about a thought provoking question, but it's probably best for project number one to write your question as a statement. Make sure that your first sentence is as strong as possible and that you start off on the right foot with your readers by making sure the first sentence actually says something relevant to your project in an interesting and polished way, because, of course, this is your first impression on the audience. You can see samples of introductory paragraphs on Blackboard. So if you are on our Blackboard website and you just go to the project and presentation information folder, you will see the samples under project number one. So remember, in this folder at the very bottom, there are sample projects you could consult. Now, of course, your project number one introduction needs to introduce the topic in general at first, make clear why so many different disciplines are aiming to engage in dialogue about it. So answer the so what, why do we care? This is important. You do not feel like you need to list the article, or do not feel rather like you need to list the article names in full in the introduction. In this course, what you can do is save the article titles for instead the works cited page, and instead in the introduction, introduce your audience to the fields of study. So, of course, if you were working with economics and psychology, we know we have a minimum of two different fields of study. You could relate the ideas in the introduction to those fields of study. There's really no need to put the full title anywhere in the paper except the works cited page, unless a title serves an argumentative purpose. Then what you will do is move into your first body paragraph. Now remember, your first body paragraph should flesh out the first point in your thesis. So you always want to ask yourself, and this is, of course, from the reading we previously did in a previous module on body paragraphs, but you want to ask yourself, what have I done to actually relate back to my thesis when you get to the body paragraph? And that's as early as the topic sentence. So your introductory sentence should really bring the audience into whichever point you're at in the thesis at that point. And you want to follow with textual evidence. You want to make sure that you introduce a new idea. So, of course, you're going to kind of cohesively move from the topic sentence into a new idea, meaning something specific to the research. So then you'll move from introducing the topic in general to the idea within the research to the research itself. So it could be a quote or it could be a piece of paraphrased material. And then most importantly, you always need to explain the significance of quoted material or paraphrased material to your thesis. And here, of course, you're thinking claim, evidence, analysis. It's important that in body paragraphs, you don't include too much evidence. For project number one, you'll only quote between 4 to 5 different times. I hope this video was useful. Please don't forget that all paragraphs should be 5 to 7 sentences, and I look forward to giving these feedback, which I will post via a Blackboard announcement.